Hi, good morning. Let's see what we have for today, Libra. Of course, the randomness is probably the most beautiful part of doing a morning check-in. I labeled this, what are the values coming to Libra? And if we still value them, okay? Also, take the reading how it resonates. If it didn't resonate for you at all, that's completely fine. Not every Libra reading can. It will carry bits and pieces, but not every day is going to be the exact story. You're going to know the day that happens because the whole reading resonated for you. Welcome back to the channel. It is about to be 8:30 in the morning. I have a lot of decks here today. I'm going to be honest with you guys with the decks. There's so many of them. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are just off to my left-hand side. I usually don't have lots of focus on the decks. I usually pre-pick them out, whatever calls to me in the morning, but today they were all saged. I will start with Radiant Wise just to clarify a few things, and today is about your values. The Hierophant card, let me see if I can find it, because it's good to have it on camera. Maybe the Hierophant will pop out today. I'm just going to leave it as is. The Hierophant is a card associated to Taurus. Taurus is about value system, the things that we seek that are higher, right? Also, the Pope is literally in the card of the Hierophant, and it belongs to Taurus again. So Taurus is about those values. Taurus is also a fixed sign. You had pre-pulled cards, and I only got two. Only two wanted to come out for today. I do know when this happens that I have to work extra harder on the channel. I have to pull harder. I have to describe harder, which is on days where you already feel challenged, it's a pushing challenge. But today we have that as your value system. One of them is not really like a Torreño card. It's not belonging to Taurus. It's Aries, Leo, Sag. The Four of Wands does talk about celebrations and milestones. I do believe it's going to be a current card too. Okay, and it flipped for you today. Four of Wands, again, let's dissect it. There are 4 pillars of celebration. It is the 1111 signpost when you manifest. It's talking about somebody celebrating going to the castle there, and there's a lot of rejoicing with the Four of Wands as review. If you have a personal Four of Wands, even better. Even better that you get to celebrate something in the next coming days. For United Statesians, we have Mother's Day. All over the world, though, also observes Mother's Day in different countries. So we do have the Four of Wands here. We're going to clarify like who or what is involved there. We'll look at the signs. Of course, you guys know I will peel back the reading. Then you had the Maria Callas card. She is a feminine, obviously, opera singer, famous worldwide. And I'm going to read what it says. You cannot survive on sensation alone. Is one of the ones on the music note. Compromise is the enemy of perfection. There could be a human being around you that had you compromise your values, or this person was non-agreeable, which means the agreement didn't fit 2 people. Maybe one of you had a higher value system, the other person didn't value it as much. That story is so wide-ranging too, and all of us have been through it. So we have Maria Callas. My favorite thing there is the music note part. It says you cannot survive on sensation alone. You got to have all the parts. That's why we have senses, right? We have our ears, we have our eyes, we have our nose to smell. Let's get into it, okay? Let's see what we got for today. And I know it might not be Libras. I understand it might not be the technical read you were looking for, or maybe it wasn't even the reading that you wanted. But this could have a sign of something too that you needed to hear and take with you for the day. It could last up until the rest of the day too. Welcome back to your channel, Libra Light. And you are the Libra Light. That's why it was named that. Queen of Cups is Cancer. That's the first one that comes from Van Gogh. I did fix last night's camera issues. They weren't focusing the cards, and now my camera is. So thanks to Sony here. Queen of Cups is Cancerian. It is a mothering emblem. There could be mother issues of the past. Some of you may not have been close to them. If you were, like if your mom was your best friend, there could be a conversation between 2 people by the end of the week that is very solving. Both of you see eye to eye, or it could involve a mother's relationship between even you and another sibling. So Queen of Cups, the split is the Lovers today, Gemini energy. Gemini is really cool because it talks about soulmates. There could be, like what I get more is somebody found you very mother-like in a relationship. You may have been mothering them even. There are twin flame relationships where the person feels the woman they chose much mirrors their mother. So the values here are being nurtured. Does Libra still value that? I think you desperately, Libras are a love sign. We love to be loved in the right way. Has to be the right way though. We're a pairing sign too. Libras are the scales for a reason because we seek to have that perfection in the balancing. We don't always accomplish it. Like, I realize that we don't always accomplish being balanced, but we do seek it. We're one of the signs that definitely seeks romance and being fair with others. Okay, so I think here, this is the viewing spot, is somebody views you as the Lover's card. I'll put it up closer so you could get your downloads for a couple minutes. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles, just flashing in the background. That could also be something that she's like in the background. What would be neat is if I had a second camera, and if I pulled it up, it could kind of be in a corner screen. I'm going to try to research if I could do that. Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, is very hardworking. It can be effortless for this person. Sometimes they tirelessly work, even if they don't have help or support, or if the help is not there. Queen of Pentacles can be healing too, because it could be the relationship you have to your mother, which is totally why this, maybe the value system is lining up with mothering more so than being mothered. Maybe we have to give that action out ourselves. The World with Capricorn again. Lots of Capricorn if you guys are noticing so far. The World card talks about a closure, the end of things that we don't believe in, the end of things that we're tired about. It could be fights even, like I'm picking up on arguments. I could be picking up on somebody that challenged you, or you view them as challenging you. The World is the ceasing to an old contract. Could be marriage for some of you, ending a long-standing relationship. This person in their best days could have viewed you also as somebody who helped them out, okay? And they may have married you too. Libras, if you're in a new relationship, I think somebody sees that you value helping others. Queen of Cups is helping those in a sensitive manner, but not also, she doesn't compromise. Your Maria Callas card was about compromising the self, and that is the enemy to perfection. So in the Queen of Cups, you may have learned that being selfless was like the way to go as a child, or you did things for others, maybe naturally, and it didn't suit you all the time. So we have the Star, Aquarius. There could be dealings with an Aquarius sibling, or there's somebody around you who is an Aquarius. If you don't have the sign, you're the star in the reading. Okay, so when you flip it and switch it and it's not another person, you're perhaps the star. I saw this in my pre-shuffle. This and the Lovers were there. So was the Nine of Pentacles. Also, so was the World. I got the World numerous times too off camera yesterday. What does that mean for valuing leadership? Because the Star is leadership qualities. Page of Pentacles. Being a friend, going into your community. The Page of Pentacles can be that Libra still values relationships, which you're a relationship sign. Other signs that come here, I'm getting heavy Gemini flavor lately on the channel. Sagittarius, people finding Libra light, which is totally fine because Libra's in your chart somewhere. The Page of Pentacles is about friendship. You could be the leader of that Libra, like big corporation. You could be the boss. You're in charge of a lot of people. I say that all the time. Let's look at that for a bit with tarot. Okay, well, all of it was tarot, but Van Gogh is so special to me. The artwork is so old. Let's see here. What is the Page of Pentacles in terms of value? And what does it mean for someone maybe coming toward Libra? Ace of Wands. So the actions of people toward you is very fiery. Right now, Venus is in Aries, so that could be a compliment to that transit. But Ace of Wands also talks about people wanting to come to you. They find that you have the spark. Okay, that could be the friendship as well. Base point of Page of Pentacles is friendship. It can be to restore harmony and give you a small offer. Page of Pentacles is small because it's pagey. Who's this person more likely? Let's look at the who. Gemini, the Lovers. Twice in your reading. Gemini, what else? What do we got? The Hermit, a Virgo coming toward you with a lantern. The Star is also up in there. I was taught in a tarot class a long time ago. I was actually taking a tarot class at the very beginning of my YouTube journey. And I learned that the star is actually the major arcana of the star card. It's in his lantern for a reason, because he seeks the prosperity and the progress from the star card. So they might view you as a hermit. They might view you as quiet, but it could be on the contrary. You might not be as quiet as people think. You might be very extroverted. You might want to be with the people. And so somebody's viewing you as the hermit today, Libra. That's my final consort. Three of Swords. Aquarius also at the bottom of the deck. There's a lot of fixed signs around you. Taurus, Aquarius. I'm sure we'll see Leo here in a bit. Three of Swords is their feelings toward you. Definitely somebody wants to get ideas across to you. It could be, what I see is like, I'm getting something about the ocean. Like there is an ocean between the two of you. There's an ocean of communication which needs to be sorted out. They feel the Three of Swords, okay? Now, you might be a part of their value system where somebody finds you to have it all. Queen of Pentacles. She also has something of value in her hands. And that could be a lot of you is you have something of value, a talent, skill, trade, or you're very, very good at something. So that coin has always meant something, even in the card, is something of value is in her hands or his hands. Could be that you're very humble and kind, Libra, like you have your kindness to offer. It could be any walk of life and you'll listen to them. There's something about that. Also, it could be any walk of life. 8 of Cups on my split. You could have walked away from this person. They find you to be a hermit. That hermiting, though, could have caused success in your life. So hermiting, I once heard, the Pope reminded me of this yesterday too. In the quiet, like when you have time for prayer and solitude, that's the best way to put it, is you get to hear your downloads better. There's not a lot of noise. There's not a lot of freeway around you. There's not a lot of noises coming from far away to inflict that you're influenced. You get the time to think on your own, and that's important. Some of you, okay, it's a small group. Somebody watched you go through a hermit. They were a witness to you being a hermit. And I don't know how that's going to reach for many of you, because I do have extroverted Libras on the channel. So just this morning, it kind of depends on where that sits. A lot of you could have watched the news more, like became more worldly. Maybe you're invited to learn more about politics, religion, and you're opening up your ideologies even for language. Okay, so the hermit season was valuable for you on some level. Let's get some feelings out here. Let's get some feelings for the values. 7 of Cups, Page of Pentacles returns. I'll get this guy too, the moon. There's the full moon in Scorpio. Edits on your values. What is important to me this day? Also, do I still believe in the things I did when I was a child? That could be coming up more also. Like, am I still the same person when I was 8 years old? The moon. There could be secrets coming out too about that. We'll clarify this because this could be worldly. This is like a universal moon card today. So we'll look at that. I'll make a marker in my mind. Page of Pentacles talks about a couple things. It talks about friendship. It talks about easygoingness. This is very easygoing. And it could be room for conversation too. This offering could be a conversation. So I'm feeling it in the talkative way today. Other readers are going to depict it different, and great intuits on YouTube. I see that more as a talkative offer. Okay, so we'll get to that in a bit. Judgment with Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is right now sounding off the horn, making judgments. I just added the S at the end. It's the Judgment card, right? But this is time for huge reform on a worldly level, even with us independently as individuals. And I think the greater good will come out of that with Archangel Gabriel. There's a lot of work going on there right now I just heard ringing right here. That's interesting. Just very aware in readings. If your earrings or something itches, like something here or your nose is usually a sign I've read. This is on a macro level. There's judgments even with people who did you wrong in the past. Also, Libra, if you became the bigger person from that too, if you walked away when the time was right. Archangel Gabriel. I'll go back to that moon card. You had the King of Swords and the Seven of Cups as well on my table. A King of Swords wants to get something straight with you if they already have. Now, I don't know the position of this person. It seems like it can come from a relationship you may have left alone. Like I feel like this was left until another day. It's giving me that feeling. This person feels like you're okay. You have a lot of options. It could be portrayed that way. Your value system is saying maybe you went and looked for those things and you got them. So it's like a be careful what you wish for type of thing. Seven of Cups is also, can be confusion. It can be that they're confused to talk to you because a part of their, something on them, I'm getting something about tugging them away too. Like now is not the time for the King of Swords. They could be an air sign. They could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. If this is a loving air sign, currently you're in a new relationship and you don't have distance and you don't have a disregard for one another's feelings, that part wouldn't resonate for you, okay? King of Swords right now is just an authoritative figure. Let's see here. The feelings look like they put judgment on the situation. This small offer could be coming from the King of Swords after much thought. That's 2 days in a row with them saying that. And the moon card is talking about hidden feelings. Okay, because that's what the moon is. Moon is number 18, major arcana. The Hermit is 9. So when you add the moon's numbers, 1 plus 8, it's a 9. They could feel like you hermit too much or something like that as well, because the Hermit would be equative numerically to the moon when you add it up, just the sum parts. S-U-M, the sum. We have the Four of Wands. Oh my God. The Four of Wands, it's definitely coming up. That could be by Mother's Day. This can sort itself out, or this person approaches you by Mother's Day. There's something about that. You could be getting an Eight of Wands message from this person by Mother's Day. How do they feel? Let's cut to the chase with, they feel the Moon and the Hermit and the Page of Pentacles. Why is it that though? They feel maybe King of Cups, you guys. King of Cups with Scorpio energy, transformative. They want to transmute the energies. There could be a Scorpio, Libras. This is technical and very specific. They could want to talk to you by Mother's Day or something like that. They could want to talk to you by a celebration or maybe your nieces and nephews' graduation. I'm getting something here also about a kid's graduation where you two will meet, or there is a wedding, la boda, or there's something here where both of you will be connected, a celebration. Maybe it's also a common friends celebration where you will meet at this home. Maybe this King of Cups wonders about your home, something like that. Show me the King of Cups. What do they value about Libra? You keep investing in yourself. This person knows you've been in a long harvest season. Harvesting might come easy for you, or some of you just know how to manifest since childhood very well. They're watching you plant the seeds of something. And I do want to get that. Nine of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. Leader, maybe you work with other people too, Libra. There's a fight at the bottom of the deck. There could be something going on at work or something like that. Or there are coworkers. A lot of you said yesterday it's your roommates, so I listened to that too. I'm very, very mindful when you comment. I understand what you're feeling too. They could have a past conflict with you, this person, and they see that you rose through the spiritual ranks, or some of you found your tribe. You found your people. Okay, that's beautiful, because today you could even find that you're finding different people to include in your tribe, and they perhaps give you something different. The Three of Pentacles can be very, very positive people if you allow it. Okay, and I know it's hard to believe in our society that they're still good, but there is. The Magician, maybe you're manifesting something new with Gemini and Virgo. The outcome seems to be pushing here with strength. You had to hermit for a reason. Pat yourself on the back too, because I think you've come up with a new manifestation. Gemini, Virgo, the Magician. You could be reforming a major part of your life that finally has solution. It's like I saw stage lights in my vision right now light up. So maybe some of you will be on stage, or there's an appropriation, or there's accolades to something that you're working on there, because it just suddenly went like this when I saw the magician. So you could be appearing out of nowhere suddenly. Some of you could have gone on social media and reactivated an account, something like that, where you're being heard in a sense, whereas before it had different results. Some of you could have also a project, like a special project, where this is now kicked up. It's not slow anymore because the harvest card is here. The seeds are being planted. Can I see what that is? Because the ending of yesterday's reading was much like that. It had the same reading of like a logo, a company, identity. Maybe you value where your legacy goes to, which was yesterday. Queen of Cups. Oh, wow. It started off with the Queen of Cups, is why I'm like stressing my voice like that. Queen of Cups is Cancer. It could start from a mother wound. A lot of you might need to talk to your mom if that's something here. I have sensitivity toward that, because that might be where you continue to thrive, Taurus and Libra. And it could be something about you being a current empress. Maybe you get it from somebody else in the ancestry line. Maybe they gave you the tools too, or you were taught a specific way how to behave and look at your values. Maybe many of you have forgotten that the manifestation from childhood is still with you. Okay, maybe you still value manifesting new things. Also, you value your emotions, because the Queen of Cups is an emotions card. She is very, very special in the tarot. She's the most love you can draw from a deck, and perhaps even the most dedication. I think some of you might utilize these cards in family. Some of you are going to utilize manifestation with a new thing. And some of you might manifest a certain person that you really needed to talk to, which is good for you. They're good for you. They could be a Taurus or Libra, or they could be a Sag for some of you. There's communication coming in at the end of this reading. The bonus is also going to be special, because this is where I'm going to start. I did want to look at, if you guys want a lot of description today, I think it would be the Magician. It would be a good major arcana, because this is someone who can manifest a brand new idea from thin air. And Libra, maybe you're learning as one of the leaders in the zodiac right now who did extensive healing, that you still have the capability to do it. No matter how weak or how tired you feel, okay? No matter how weak or tired, we all have a pursuit and a purpose in life to achieve. And you're about to crack into that. You're about to see that, okay? It might be through music. It might be through something really tiny, but the communication is here to talk to you. So we'll see about that in the bonus. I will see you after a coffee break.